Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Thursday. This is the Woo Report. The Woo Report. Episode 261. Coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios bunker. Preparing for this cyclone bomb, snow bomb. Oh, what do they call it? I don't know. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. I hope you liked the new bumper intro. I'll turn it up a little bit. Little classy. And now we won't get in trouble with our bumper music. Here on the Let's Go Devils Podcast Network. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is the Woo Report. Well. I think the Devils have gotten the memo that they need a little beef in the lineup with now, especially with Ryan Graves. So far, we don't know the latest. Find out more tomorrow. You know how the Devils are. They'll just keep it hush-hush, and then they'll tell you around 5 p.m. or whenever tomorrow. Also, Nathan Bastian, retroactive to November 26, is now on injured reserve. Who did the Devils call up? Nikita Okhotiuk. Whatever you want to call him. His beefalytics is off the charts, and this is exactly what the doctor ordered. As a matter of fact, Supernova 68 on the YouTube Live says Scotty must be doing backflips. Yes, he was. He responded to the group text with much enthusiasm. Also want to say hi to Mike Rossi, the fine folks at Facebook Live as well. So, yeah, I mean, look at what the Devils did yesterday against the Florida Panthers. They got a little scuffle there at the end there. I kept on rewatching that replay, that whole Matthew Tkachuk and Nico Hischier, and Tkachuk provoked it, actually. He provoked it. Hischier did something. Either he just put his glove in Tkachuk's face, poking the bear a little bit, but Nico didn't want any of it. Again, I think really Nico had nothing to gain out of it. He had everything to lose if he were to get hurt in that fight. He's more thinking long term. I know Scotty and I kind of differ in opinions on it because I think Scotty's like, you got to do something. But does he? Does he really? It's good to see his teammates step up. Severson in that scrum. I think Brendan Smith has done a pretty good job of it. When the time is right, folks, Nico Hischier will drop the gloves for his team. But right now, maybe it's not the time. Shane Van Sickle says Tkachuk knew that the game was lost. Well, yeah. Trying to, again, that's the Florida's MO, is try to artificially infuriate themselves, which, hey, if that's how they do it, to each their own. But I don't think, what's really baffling here is I still haven't gotten an explanation from the Florida Panthers. I've seen some of the press conference interviews, some of the reporter questions, but what makes them think that Nico Hischier did that premeditated and on purpose? It was such a routine play that the Devils didn't even notice. which should tell you something, that they were caught off guard. Did Barkov say something to his teammates? The captain of the Florida Panthers? And, of course, they responded. Come on, that was kind of weak. And as far as I think I've read, he's day-to-day. Again, another Ryan Reeves scenario when he got slew-footed by PK Subban, which was a lot worse in my opinion. But that whole thing with Nico Hischier, that was not even premeditated. There's no malicious act there. Matter of fact, if you want to blame the victim here, I will. The way his stick got caught up with Hischier's, Hischier had no choice but to fall on his knee. It's not Hischier's fault that, that it was just one of those incidental contacts. Unfortunate, but that's part of the game, unfortunately. Players are going to get hurt. But anyway, I'm kind of sick and tired of the Florida Panthers. And in the league, actually, some of these teams taking on the blueprint, like, hey, let's distract the Devils. Let's let them play our game where we're going to fight them. And the reality is, so far, the Devils really haven't done much. And that's okay in terms of fighting, but in terms of responding, the way Nico Hischier was just, how Nico Hischier is, thrown into this mess is just beyond me. Again, artificial infuriation. And I know some hockey fans don't like the meathead attitude and the fights and all that, but the bottom line is, if you're going to grow the game, it's kind of like NASCAR. You have to do everything you can for player safety, but why do people watch NASCAR races? Admittedly, it's how you get hooked is for the crashes. Hockey's somewhat similar, where hockey's like for the fights. It's entertaining. Yes, there are consequences. It's a guilty pleasure. Even the great Doc Emmerich has said that, I still think there is a place for it in today's NHL, as long as it's not staged, as long as it's not, taking the emotion out of the game as well. I think a lot of it, compared to 25, 30 years ago, it used to be like, we're playing the Rangers. I think Jeff Bogoboom was not happy with Ken Danico. But now the game is so different that we're not really thinking like that anymore. Except for recently with Nico Hischier. Come on. But Nikita Okhotiuk, see, I've had several people, this is crazy. I'm going to pronounce his last name the way I want to. I'm going to pronounce it Nikita Okhotiuk, because that's what it looks like. So I'm going to pronounce it that way, till told otherwise. But, I've had so many different versions told to me, how do you pronounce his last name? But the bottom line is the O train is in New Jersey, and the O train is ready to run over people. And the Devils need somebody like that to hit everything in sight. Coincidentally, Ramona Rice says, I want him to hit everything moving. Well, yeah. That's what makes hockey exciting. The hits, as long as they're clean, he won't get penalized. But then again, with these referees, you never know. Brendan Smith, Nikita Okhotiuk, Dougie Hamilton has size. Severson, all right, he showed me something. Mixing up a little bit for his captain. Making sure none of these shenanigans go any further. John Marino, will he be out on Friday? Tomorrow? I don't know, but we shall see. By the way, tomorrow is our Happy Festivus podcast. We'll be playing holiday music at American Whiskey, 51 Edison Place. across the street from Prudential Center, next to Championship Plaza. Max says, any update on Graves? I know Bastion was placed on long-term injured reserve. He still needs to be examined. We'll probably know more on Friday. I don't think Ryan really has a final diagnosis. I'm just speculating right there. But that's a big loss because Ryan Graves eats up some quality minutes for your New Jersey Devils. But so we're going to have a fun time at American Whiskey. Shorts Guy will be joining me. He's got an early dismissal. Now, everybody, whoever's driving the game, including myself, be careful out there. This is some wicked weather coming here. Ramona Rice says, Sam, do you think that game will be played? Or now she retracted her message. I think it will be played. Are you going to bring the pole, Sam? Says Shane Van Sickle. Yes, as a hockey stick. We're going to use a hockey stick. Feats of strength. And that's what the Devils have here, feats of strength. I don't want to spoil tomorrow's podcast with Vinny Parisi, who's probably buried in snow in Chicago. Max says, I just drove from Philly to Boston. It was miserable out there. Be safe, y'all. Yeah, it was raining. It started off at 37 degrees Fahrenheit for all you, Celsius fans there. Just want to make sure that you got it right. 37 degrees Fahrenheit, and then it's going to rise, and then it's going to be like around 50-something degrees, and then it's just going to drop like cryptocurrency right now, down to like 9 degrees in a matter of hours, which is insane. But be careful getting to the game. Anthony LaPena says, let's go Devils, and hello, everyone. Yeah, just a shout-out to Joe Laneham yesterday. Very generous man. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Oh, my goodness, hate to see Graves go off, but bringing in a young guy like this in the lineup might just create the spark we've needed. Yeah, and Scotty's been saying that entire time. Oh, my goodness, the inventor of Beefalytics. Oh, my goodness, are you going to be at American Whiskey tomorrow? Please answer back in the YouTube Live. Facebook Live, Mick, Nico giving up 30 pounds to Kachuk. Yeah, well, and Craig Best says, about time. I'm assuming he's talking about Nikita Okhotiuk, Okhotiuk. Now yeah. And Joseph says, you're welcome. Thank you, Joseph. Much appreciated. And I know you fans are enjoying the New Jersey Devils right now. We see it in the downloads. I mean, the past 6 games, the previous 6 games before yesterday's victory, it was kind of like, meh. Still pretty good, but meh. But today we were rocking. And I'm glad that you are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast in your car. Hands 10-2 on the wheel, 9-3 if you prefer. Some say that 9-3 is better than 10-2 because of airbags. But we shall see. Okhotiuk, I will tell you, he's going to be fired up. This is the Big Bad Boston Bruins here. Also, Pavel Zacha return to New Jersey. Are they going to have a tribute video where we're all tearing up? Oh, Pavel, what happened? We didn't think that we were going to get a guy that just was afraid of chicken tenders thrown at him in a heated battle with the Leafs. Just joking, folks. Ramona Rice says it's snowing. I believe she's meaning in Kentucky. Dave Singer says they're tied with Winnipeg, the Jets. That's interesting. Boston Bruins. So they're going to be playing the second half of a back-to-back. You know those December 23rd games are awesome. It's just a holly jolly atmosphere. We'll be playing some holiday music at American Whiskey, 51 Edison Place. It's going to be a good time. I bet you it's going to be crowded. It's going to be freaking cold out there tomorrow. Shorts Guy and I will be there. We will try to pull some guests. We'll try. Can't promise anything. You know weather. So just want all you folks to be in your holiday spirits, positive about your New Jersey Devils. And it would be a great victory tomorrow if they can pull it off against the big bad Boston Bruins. This is the key matchup. I know the Devils have their struggles, but this is a key matchup. Will the call-up of Nikita Okhotiuk, will it be what we thought it would be? But I think the fans are just going to be amped up. It's going to be amped up like we were the day before Thanksgiving. I'm telling you. It's going to be awesome tomorrow at the Rock. Hope you can make it there. Hope you can make it American Whiskey. I'll try to get there early with Shorts Guy set up. It's going to be a good time. Oh, my goodness, says, will he play versus Boston? Are you talking about the O-Train? I assume he is. You've got to bring the beef. You've got to bring that. I mean, remember when I think it was Bryce Salvador? No, it wasn't Bryce Salvador. Who was? I think it was Rick Tocchet yesterday on TNT pointing out, like, guys just standing around in the no-fun zone. But that can't happen. You got to start knocking players down in front of the crease. Too many good looks Florida Panthers had against Mackenzie Blackwood, which I thought he played pretty well considering like how long he's been gone. And he looked pretty good. I thought he looked decent. Mackenzie Blackwood. We'll see. Devils had a day off today. Not much to report. Max decked the hall. That's pretty good. Yep, decked the hall. Well, folks, thank you for joining this podcast. Keep it here. Keep it real. The Happy Festivus podcast at American Whiskey tomorrow, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a fun one, folks. It's going to be a good one, and I hope you have a good time. It's all about having a good time. And then afterwards, we'll have Devils After Dark after the game. It'll be freezing outside. So come on in to American Whiskey. It's going to be a holly jolly time. A holly jolly time, I'll tell you. And I hope you're going to be there. Oh, my goodness, are you going to be there? I don't think I saw your response. Well, we'll find out. But I'm going to hit the new music of the Woo Report. And Max says the Rangers just scored. Who cares? Worry about your team. There's a big game tomorrow. Oh, my goodness, said, no, sir, working. Well, I hope you stream it live on your phone while you're at work. You're a good man. Oh, my goodness. You're a good man. Big game tomorrow. Get some rest. Be careful out there. The weather's going to be nasty. But shouldn't it be that way? Nasty weather for a nasty game tomorrow against the big bad Boston Bruins? You know it. I know it. We'll see you at American Whiskey tomorrow. Till next time, this is the Woo Report. Let's go, Devils.